Kyle Strang here, certified personal trainer through AAAI, and you're here because you want to bench more. Now, personally, I've never had a crazy max. My bench has never been that strong. It's always been something that I've wanted to improve. Over the past 6 months, I've been able to get my bench max up 40 pounds. I want to help you guys out with that. So, other than just sitting down and benching 3 to 4 times a week, like I have been, I've been missing out on a lot of other key components, such as my legs specifically. Now, I've always trained legs and I've always worked them, but I've always been missing that leg drive and the specific muscles that go along with increasing your bench. Glutes and hamstrings are key when it comes to increasing your bench, and I'm gonna put up the workout right here that I'm doing now to help increase that. So again, it's gonna be very glute and hamstring focused. So we're gonna start off with sumo deadlifts. These are gonna be a lot more hip and glute focused rather than the quad and hamstring focused that normal conventional deadlifts are gonna be. We're gonna go slow, and we're gonna really squeeze at the top. And we're gonna go move right into stiff-legged deadlifts to really target those hamstrings with a bit of glutes there. Both of those are gonna go for 4 sets of 6. Sometimes you can go up to 8, depending on how you feel. Keeping the weight moderate so you can control it, but still feeling well. Next, we're gonna go on to our quads. We're gonna hit some leg press. We're gonna keep our legs wide. The wider legs are gonna focus more on your glutes and allow you to really squeeze at the top. I went for about 10 reps here, 3 sets of 10, felt pretty good. Then we're gonna move on to, not exactly sure what to call them, but they're almost like Smith machine goblin squats. Like, you'll see, but there's going to be way more hamstring focused and glute focused. I did these with just the bar for sets of 10 and just really focused on controlling the weight and going as deep as I possibly could. After that, I moved into a superset. Kind of a drop set too, I guess. So I started with barbell hip thrusts, and then I went into dumbbell hip thrusts. The barbell, I was focusing on sets of 6. I bumped the weight up to 185, really focused on squeezing and controlling the weight, and then dropped it down when I went on to the dumbbell with 40-pound dumbbells and just focused on squeezing. And I went for 15 reps to close out and really burn out my glutes and legs. Well, for these, I kept my back flat on the ground. Keeping your back on the ground instead of elevating it is going to really put more emphasis on your glutes instead of incorporating more hamstring and quads like normal elevated hip thrusts will do. I ended the workout by doing some calves just to kind of even out the muscles, and they're always important to hit at the end of the workout. So yeah, the entire workout's going to be right here, and I'm going to show you guys the rest and explain a bit more as I go. So guys, see you in the workout. So in this, I'm sitting up with the bar, keeping my toes pointed out a bit. The whole time, I'm trying to keep my back neutral, spine neutral, neck and head kind of all in line with each other. So I try to sink my hips at first to try and really incorporate the hamstrings and the glutes more. Coming up, squeezing at the top for a second or two, and then I'm trying to control the weight down as best I possibly could. So this whole thing, I'm just trying to control the weight, really focus on the hamstrings and the glutes, and kind of build that mind-muscle connection with the weight and how I'm moving it. On to the stiff-legged deadlifts. I'm keeping a slight bend in my knee to prevent injury and hyperextension. Kind of setting up the same way I did on the stiff-legged deadlifts, just trying to control the weight, really focusing a lot more on my hamstrings, however, except for at the top when I squeeze, where I'm really just focusing on the glutes and contracting them. Again, trying to keep everything neutral and really focusing on the glutes and the hamstrings. So here we move on to the leg press. I tried to keep my legs as wide as I could. As you guys can see, this leg press is not the biggest. My feet are actually hanging off the edge. But when you keep your legs wider like that, it brings in more of your hip flexors, so your abductors and your abductors. And it really focuses a lot more on the glutes and hamstrings, but you're still primarily using the quads. So this allows your body to stay kind of even with your quad and hamstrings. I love this workout. It really
Felt like it was developing every part of my leg from top to bottom, core with the glutes and the deadlifts, and it all just felt great. Really squeezing at the top on every rep. So these are the goblet squats. Not sure exactly what to call them. I just tried to go as deep as I possibly could, keeping my feet wide. I did do a slight adjustment at the top of the first rep just to kind of line myself up because I've never really done these before, but they do feel great. And these really focus on your glutes and hamstrings throughout the entire motion. So now the hip thrust. These first 6 felt great. Took me a little while to figure out the adjustment, as you can see on that first rep, and really squeezed at the top, especially with the heavier weight. There's actually one of the other trainers, my gym, walking by. He owns the place. But yeah, these first 6 really focusing on building the strength of my glutes up, something I've never really done. And then we're about to move on to the dumbbell here, where this was only a 40-pound dumbbell, but I'm really trying to burn out, control the weight the whole time, and connect with the glutes. Keeping your back on the ground like this is going to allow for more glute activation and take away from the quad and hamstring, which would be more important when you're benching. So yeah, every rep I'm trying to squeeze and control the weight. I'm pretty confident the last couple I start to slow down a bit, and just especially on the way up, which is something I never really focus on. I'm going a little fast on these reps, faster than I would like, but I'm still squeezing and controlling the weight. Yeah, so it's looking pretty good. Hips are wide. There's that last little squeeze for the last rep. So now we're just on to the quick finisher, which was just some calf raises on the leg press. I just focused on controlling the weight here. I've always felt that my mobility and my ankles are low, so I'm really just trying to go as far deep as I can, which is slightly difficult for me. But I'm really squeezing at the top and not bouncing it off the bottom. I see a lot of people who will bounce the last couple reps, but this last rep I really tried to squeeze.
Okay, so that's going to be the end of this video. Let me know what you thought of this. I tried a bit of a different style. This was more of information. It wasn't really much of a blog or an edit in there. It was all kind of information about specifically what I was doing on the workout. But yeah, if you want more of these, just let me know. Put a comment down there, or like the video, something like that. I enjoyed making this. It was a lot of fun. It allowed me to think a lot about the workout I was doing and really put a lot of time and thought into it. And each rep had to be the best it could possibly be so I could explain it well. So yeah, again, if you guys enjoyed it, leave a like. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.